Hi. So, one of the first things that I want to point out is that the theory of refrigerator mothers, Canner explains it as he was a child psychiatrist, and he describes it as autistic children being reared in emotional refrigerators. That is from Comer in 2014. So, basically, these so-called professionals are blaming mothers and mothers alone for their children being autistic, and how this impacted family relationships was in the second video they had actually gotten divorced. And not to say that in that video it was because of the child with special needs, but I've definitely had some personal experience with some families where they were separated, and it was due to the amount of effort and time required in order to take care of their child with special needs. And to have a professional say it's that person's fault and that person's fault alone because they're cold and emotionless and whatnot, just makes it extra difficult. The husband and the rest of the family could go around during that time being like, well, I didn't do anything wrong and this is all their fault, and now we have this special needs child with us that we're taking care of. And yeah, just the strain, and also too on interpersonal relationships, such as your work relationships and your just social relationships, neighbors and stuff like that. The mother, if you have an autistic child, you're walking around the grocery store and you're essentially being judged, just not being a good mother, which I can only imagine is horrifying for any good mother, to have that kind of blame on them. So the psychological well-being is, you're isolated, you're alone, like you have to deal with all this stuff by yourself because once again the professionals told you that all this was your fault. Now nowadays, according to Compart, MD 2013, for the global advancement of health, they basically say that the refrigerator mother thing is way outdated, and the focus is now on biochemical and systemic factors in order to try and explain autism in children. Um, and also to what are the implications to the field today, the way in which we educate students with ASD and involve parents and family? I feel like we've flipped a 180. Whereas beforehand it was just like, individual, this is your fault. Now it's the more the merrier. The more people that we can get involved in the student's life, the better. And not only that, I think that we encourage the people who are closest to that student to be involved. So it's the mother, it's the father, it's the family, it's the school members, it's the professionals, it's the psychologists. I know that in a previous semester, learning about IEPs and stuff, you're not able to do anything for the child unless you actually get the parental consent or guardian. So I do think that nowadays we actually have, you know, turned around, and we want everybody possible to be a positive impact in the student's life.